Your car is one of your most valuable assets, but some people unknowingly ruin it with bad habits. From ignoring warning signs to making careless mistakes, these actions can lead to costly repairs or even total disaster. Today, we'll reveal 10 things only stupid people do to their car. Avoid these at all costs. Frequent engine cycling. Frequent engine cycling means turning an engine on and off too often in a short time. This happens in cars, bikes, generators, and big machines. The main reasons are stopping and starting in traffic, short trips, faulty sensors, or automatic systems that control the engine. But this is not good because it makes the engine weak, wastes fuel, and increases repair costs. Every time an engine starts, parts like the battery, spark plugs, and fuel system work harder. Over time, this can damage the engine and make it less powerful. It also uses more fuel than keeping the engine running smoothly. To avoid this, we should take care of the engine. Avoid stopping and starting too much, check engine sensors, and do regular maintenance. Machines and vehicles should be used properly to stop extra starts. By doing this, we can save fuel, reduce repair costs, and make the engine last much longer. A well-maintained engine runs better, saves money, and gives a smooth driving or machine working experience. Ignoring the check engine light. If your check engine light turns on, don't just ignore it. This light is trying to tell you something is wrong with your car. It could be something small, like a loose gas cap, or something bigger, like a problem with your engine or exhaust system. If you keep driving without checking it, the problem could get worse and cost more to fix. Small issues can turn into bigger ones that will be expensive to repair. If there's an issue with your oxygen sensor, it could lower your car's fuel efficiency. If your catalytic converter is failing, your car might pollute more and fail an emissions test. When that light comes on, don't wait. First, check if your gas cap is loose. Sometimes that's all it is. If the cap is fine, take your car to a mechanic who can check it with a diagnostic tool. Fixing small problems right away is cheaper than ignoring them and dealing with bigger repairs later. The check engine light is there to help you, so don't ignore it. Skipping regular maintenance schedule. Skipping regular car maintenance might seem like no big deal, but it can cause big problems later. Things like oil changes, tire rotations, and brake checks are important for keeping your car running smoothly. If you don't change the oil, it gets dirty and can make your engine overheat or even stop working. Not rotating your tires makes them wear unevenly, which can cause accidents or blowouts. Skipping checks on things like brake pads, air filters, and fluid levels can lead to serious issues, like your brakes failing or your engine working harder than it should, which costs you more money to fix. Regular maintenance also helps your car last longer, run better, and save you money on gas. So always follow the car's manual to know when to do maintenance, and don't wait until something breaks. It's cheaper and safer to keep up with your car's needs before they turn into big problems. Taking care of your car will keep it in good shape and help you avoid expensive repairs later. Shutting down the engine immediately after a hard drive. After a hard drive or long trip, don't turn off your car's engine right away. When you drive hard, the engine gets hot, and if you shut it off too soon, the oil inside the engine doesn't have time to cool down and do its job properly. This can cause damage to the engine parts over time. If your car has a turbocharger, it's especially important to let it cool down slowly. It's also good to give your car a minute to relax after a long drive because the engine, brakes, and other parts need a little time to settle. Instead of turning off the engine right away, let it idle for a minute. This helps the oil cool down and reduces the risk of damaging the engine. Taking this extra minute to let your car cool down can help it last longer and save you from expensive repairs later. Disconnecting the battery cable to test an alternator. When testing the alternator in your car, don't disconnect the battery cable. Some people think this is a good way to check if the alternator is working, but it can actually cause damage. If you take the battery out while the engine is running, it can cause a power spike that could hurt the alternator and other electrical parts of your car. Instead, use a tool called a multimeter to check the battery's voltage while the engine is on. The voltage should be between 13.7 to 14.7 volts if the alternator is working properly. You can also turn on things like the headlights or air conditioning. If the lights dim or the air conditioning doesn't work right, that could mean the alternator isn't doing its job. Don't disconnect the battery to test the alternator. Use the right tools to check it and keep your car safe. Harsh acceleration. Harsh acceleration, or pressing the gas pedal too hard, can damage your car over time. When you speed up quickly, the engine has to work harder, which puts extra stress on it. This can make the engine and other parts like the transmission wear out faster, leading to expensive repairs, and your brakes to wear out quicker because of the sudden stops. On top of that, harsh acceleration uses more fuel, meaning you'll spend more money at the gas station. To avoid this, try pressing the gas pedal gently and gradually speeding up instead of pressing hard. Driving smoothly will help your car last longer, save you money on fuel, and make your drive more comfortable. So remember to drive carefully, avoid harsh acceleration, and take care of your car. Revving a cold engine. Revving a cold engine, or pressing the gas pedal too hard right after you start your car, can hurt your engine. When you start your car, the engine oil is cold and thick, which means it hasn't spread around the engine yet. If you rev the engine right away, the parts inside the engine don't get enough oil to work smoothly, and this can cause damage. The engine is also not running well when it's cold, so pushing it too hard can make it break down faster. The best thing to do is give your car a minute or two to warm up. You don't have to leave it idling for long, just enough time for the oil to flow and protect the engine. After that, you can drive normally. Revving a cold engine might seem like fun, but it can cause problems and cost you a lot to fix. Always warm up your car first to keep the engine healthy and running for a long time. Salt exposure in winter. In winter, salt is used on the roads to melt ice and snow, but it can be bad for your car. When you drive, salt splashes up onto your car, especially the undercarriage, wheels, and the bottom parts of your car. Over time, this salt can cause rust and damage to the metal parts, like the brake lines and exhaust system. It can make your car weaker and more likely to break down. It's important to wash your car regularly during the winter, especially the underside, to remove the salt. You can also wax your car before winter to create a protective layer that helps keep salt from sticking. If you don't clean the salt off, it can lead to rust spots and serious damage to your car's body. So, to keep your car safe from salt damage, wash it often and protect it with wax. This will help your car stay in good shape and avoid expensive repairs in the future. Using aggressive compounds on the body paint, using strong cleaning compounds on your car's paint might seem like a good idea to remove scratches or stains, but it can actually harm your car. These compounds are very rough and can take off the clear coat that protects the paint. If the clear coat is removed, the paint is left unprotected, and over time the sun, rain, and dirt can make it fade, lose shine, or even rust. Instead of using harsh compounds, it's better to use gentle polishing products that are safe for your car's paint. Always use a soft cloth or sponge and follow the instructions on the product. If your car has deep scratches, it's best to get professional help instead of using strong compounds that could make things worse. Washing and waxing your car regularly will also help keep the paint looking shiny and new without causing any damage. Always be careful with what you use on your car's paint, and avoid aggressive compounds to keep it looking great for a long time. Parking under tress or leaking basement. Parking under trees or in a leaking basement might seem like a good idea, but it can hurt your car. When you park under a tree, things like tree sap, bird droppings, or falling branches can damage your car. Sap can stick to your car and be hard to clean, while bird droppings can harm your paint if you don't clean them off quickly. Branches can scratch or dent your car if they fall. Parking in a leaking basement is also bad because the water can cause rust on your car, especially on the parts under the car like the exhaust and brakes. Moisture in the basement can even cause problems with your car's electrical systems. It's best to park in a dry, safe place to protect your car. If you must park under a tree, consider using a car cover, and avoid parking in damp or leaking places like basements. Keeping your car in a safe spot will help it stay in good condition and prevent damage. Taking care of your car isn't hard, but ignoring simple mistakes can lead to disaster. Avoid these bad habits to keep your car running smoothly and save yourself from costly repairs. Smart drivers protect their vehicles. Don't be the one making these mistakes. Drive safe, stay smart, and take care of your car.